everyone, finish watching the next episode of Power Rangers Mystic Force Inner Strength. Daggeron is training with the Rangers. Xander is having trouble, and the others tease him. He couldn't practice the previous night because he was on a date. Imperius sends out a new monster, Behemoth, to plant stakes in the ground and draw out Solaris Knight. Daggeron sends the Rangers on a training course. Along the way, they each encounter obstacles that each of them individually must overcome. Everything goes smoothly until Xander's obstacle. He creates a vine to swing on. Daggeron tries it out, it snaps, and he lands in a puddle. Daggeron gives Xander an acorn and tells him to stay here and grow it into a tree without his wand. The next day, he's finally grown it. He gets a pot to put it in from somewhere, and takes it to Rootcore. He complains to Odana that Daggeron's training is unreasonable. Fireheart sneezes and burns part of his tree. This doesn't really affect anything, but, Fireheart gets to do something. At work later, Xander is tired and the others tease him. Again. It's one of those episodes. Xander tries to convince the others that Daggeron is singling him out because he's jealous of his good looks. Yep, it's definitely one of those episodes. Daggeron overhears him before taking the team on a magical train ride. They go to another dimension, Shadowfar. Daggeron tells the Rangers they have to find a magic train ticket to leave Shadowfar, and they can't use their morphers. Daggeron and Genji then leave the Rangers to themselves. The Rangers come across gourds in the forest and play with them. Xander stands by, frustrated with everything going on. Suddenly, they hear a loud growly noise, accompanied by one of the most terrifying things of all time. Disney's stock music. In our dimension, Solaris Knight goes to deal with Behemoth and Necroli. Suddenly, Korag returns and joins in. Behemoth and Necroli take the opportunity to slip away. Daggeron stops fighting Korag and chases them. Korag allows him to leave, for some reason. In Shadowfar, a giant captures the Rangers, and only Xander manages to get away. The giant takes the Rangers to a cave and appears to be planning to cook them. Xander follows. He sees the giant pick up a piece of fruit, but he throws it away in disgust. Xander sees that the fruit is rotten, but the seeds are still good. He takes a seed and quickly grows a good fruit to give the giant in exchange for his friends. Xander leads the giant outside and uses magic to grow him new fruit trees. The giant apologizes to the Rangers. He tells them he'd been starving for months and he's actually a vegetarian. He then reveals that he has the magic train ticket. The Rangers make it back home and join Solaris Knight against Behemoth. Xander tells Daggeron he now understands his training. Xander unlocks a new spell code, Mystic Muscles. With his new muscles, he's strong enough to defeat Behemoth. It comes back as a giant, and Daggeron summons his own Zord, the Solar Streak Megazord. Using it, the monster is then defeated for good. Xander and Daggeron now get along and have even become friends. This episode is flawed but enjoyable. The major con of this episode is the contrivance of Xander suddenly not doing well in training and needing to learn a lesson about applying himself. The Rangers at this point in the show appear pretty adept at their magic abilities, and Xander's issues really come out of nowhere. Daggeron comes across as a bit excessively demanding because of this too. It's not the best first impression. The premise is all good, however. I like the Shadowfar dimension and wish we could have stayed there longer or learned more about it. The Rangers aren't in the best light this time around, as they spend most of their time teasing Xander or playing with the gourds like maracas.
Native maracas!
Daggeron's magic train is pretty cool, and probably one of the most overt allusions to Harry Potter. A lot of fans, and even non-fans, think of Mystic Force simply as Harry Potter with Power Rangers, but I really think there's more here than that. There's some music cues here and there that definitely remind me of the Harry Potter films. The wands and broomsticks only have non-powered up forms, seemingly only to reference Harry Potter. Otherwise, I think the season stands on its own. The magic and fantasy elements give it a unique feel, unlike any other Power Rangers season. The giant is the biggest thing that stands out in this episode. Like Shadowfar as a whole, I'd like if he got more focused. Does he know Daggeron? Was he involved in the magic war? Is he aware at all what's going on outside his dimension? Was he even a part of Daggeron's plan initially sending the Rangers here? The giant reminds me of something out of Hercules or Xena. The clothes the Rangers get in Shadowfar even kinda resemble clothes from those shows. I'm curious if any of it actually was recycled from them. Korag is back, and in a nice bit of continuity, he still has Mordecai's sword. Not much else to say about him here. I was getting used to him not being here, and I kinda liked it. The villains are at their most boring here. Even Imperius, who showed promise in his debut, has fallen into the dull role of the big bad dude who summons monsters and yells at them. Solaris Knight's Megazord is pretty cool looking, nothing else really to say about it. Can it combine with the Mystic Titan Megazord? The last thing to talk about is the Mystic Muscles power-up. It's definitely more fitting than the boxing gloves Xander got a few episodes ago. Xander learning to grow plants with his magic ties in with growing muscles far better than vanity and turning into a tree ties in with boxing gloves. So yeah, a decent episode, but not quite as strong as I think it could have been. That's it for this one. Hope you enjoyed it. See ya.